Eren Yeager is one of the most unique protagonists in anime. His journey and beliefs have kept fans debating for years. His transformation into an anti-hero is unforgettable, making him one of the most iconic characters in anime history. Still, many believe his choices were flawed from the start, and there's plenty of evidence to support that view. From the moment Eren vowed to destroy all Titans, he set himself on a path filled with difficult decisions that changed the world forever. His actions were neither entirely good nor completely evil, reflecting the morally gray world of attack on Titan. This complexity makes it hard to judge Eren, but it doesn't erase the fact that he set events into motion that ultimately led to chaos and destruction. Anyway, please press the like button and please subscribe to my channel and turn on all post notifications so you don't miss any daily uploads. Now, let's begin. First is Eren wiping out 80% of humanity. While both sides had arguments, genocide was never a real solution. Eren made his choice based on his life as part of a group that was pushed to the edge of the world for what their ancestors did. It's hard for any Attack on Titan fan to firmly say if Eren was right or wrong. Still, almost anything would have been better than destroying most of the world outside Paradis. Eren's decision to start the rumbling came from a long history of war and pain, but he could have chosen a different path. The fact that he felt disappointed for only erasing 80% of the population shows how deep his anger and ambition ran. His actions were shaped by years of discrimination and hatred, making him one of the most divisive characters in anime. The way his story unfolded left every choice he made open to debate. Fans were left wondering what Eren saw in his visions of the future, how often he saw them, and what finally made him decide to let his friends stop him. These lingering questions help place Eren among the most fascinating characters in modern media. Second is Eren letting the scouts try to stop him. It didn't make much sense for him to give his friends a chance to fight back while continuing his plan for global destruction. If he wanted to be stopped, why carry out the rumbling at all? Eren gave them multiple opportunities to get in his way, knowing they might succeed in stopping him. At first, he was fully driven by his mission to save Paradis, crushing anyone in his path. But when he was on the verge of achieving his goal, he allowed his friends to stand against him. Eren convinced himself that letting them make their own choices proved how much he valued their bond. This contradiction in his actions leaves fans questioning what he really wanted all along. Before you head to the comments, I know Eren let his friends kill him, so the world would see them as heroes who stopped the rumbling. But here's the thing. There was a way to guarantee Paradis' survival for centuries, and that was the complete eradication of humanity outside the walls. If he had done that, there would have been no one left to wage war. Eren had full control over the people of Eldia, and he could have even taken his friends' powers away if he wanted to. But he didn't. Eren claimed he wanted total eradication outside the walls, yet he allowed his friends to stop him. That to me doesn't make sense. If complete eradication was his goal, why give anyone the chance to interfere? And yes, I know he said his friends were free, and he wouldn't take their freedom away, but honestly, that feels more like an excuse. Yes, eradicating 80% of humanity did bring temporary peace, but it wasn't a lasting solution. If he had gone through with 100%, Paradis would have been safe permanently. That contradiction is what makes Eren's actions so hard to understand. Third is Eren betraying Zeke in the path. The Yeager brothers both tried to use each other to push their own agendas. At one point, it seemed like Zeke had control, but things quickly shifted in Eren's favor. Zeke planned to use Eren's Founder Titan powers to carry out his euthanasia plan, but Eren had no intention of letting the Eldian race die off slowly. Eren risked everything, including his humanity, to make sure his friends could live long, peaceful lives. But the way he outmaneuvered Zeke in the paths was cold and calculated. He played along just enough to let Zeke set the stage, then betrayed him by convincing Ymir to side with him instead. One of Eren's most controversial choices was using Falco for his plans. Falco was just a kid, an Eldian living under Marleyan oppression, and unlike many others, he was kind and empathetic. But that compassion made him an easy target for Eren. Eren used Falco to send secret letters to Paradis, preparing for the attack on Liberio. For Falco, who looked up to Eren, this was a harsh betrayal. He unknowingly became a part of Eren's schemes, and if Marley had found out, he would have been branded a traitor. On top of that, Falco had to live with the guilt of helping Eren, whose actions caused harm to his friends and family. It was a tough burden for someone so young to carry. Another shocking and questionable moment was when Eren manipulated his father, Grisha Yeager, into taking the Founding Titan. Attack on Titan is known for its plot twists, but this one took things to a whole new level. Fans were stunned when it was revealed that Eren had influenced the timeline to ensure everything led to the rumbling. When Eren and Zeke explored their father's memories and the paths, even Zeke couldn't believe the extent of Eren's determination to carry out his plan. Grisha originally had doubts about killing the Fritz family, even though it was part of his mission to free the Eldians. But in that crucial moment, Eren stepped in and pushed Grisha to go through with it, no matter the cost. It was chilling to see how far Eren was willing to go to make sure the future unfolded exactly as he envisioned. One of the darkest and questionable revelations about Eren came when he admitted to Armin that he allowed his mother to die. Fans had always seen Eren as someone driven by his hatred of Titans, fueled by the trauma of losing his mother. But it was devastating to learn that he willingly let her die because it was necessary for his plan. Eren knew the future and understood that if the smiling Titan didn't eat his mother, it would have killed Bertold, who was essential for the events that followed. This choice wasn't just about saving Bertold. It was also about creating the hatred and drive Eren needed to carry out the rumbling. It was a moment that completely redefined how fans saw Eren and the lengths he was willing to go for what he believed was the greater good. Another questionable thing is when Eren put the Survey Corps in serious danger, when they sneaked into Marley to gather information. After deciding there was no chance of peace, Eren went rogue, disguising himself as an injured soldier and manipulating Falco to send messages to the Corps. These letters convinced the scouts to join him in attacking the Tiber family and stealing the Warhammer Titan. Even though the scouts were frustrated with Eren for abandoning them, they still helped him with the risky mission. While their plan overwhelmed Marley's forces, it came at a high cost for the Eldians. Gabi and Falco boarded their escape airship and Gabi killed Sasha, a loss that shattered everyone. Eren's selfish decisions indirectly led to her death, leaving him partly responsible. Next up is when Eren lied to his closest friends about his true intentions. The only person he confided in was Floch. He even staged a brutal argument with Mikasa and Armin to push them away from him. By hiding his plans to betray Zeke and initiate the rumbling, he made the choice to distance himself emotionally from the people who cared about him most. This betrayal was especially hard to forgive because Eren could have leaned on Armin and Mikasa for support. Instead, he used them to launch his attack on Marley and manipulated everyone's trust to execute his secret plans. Of all the things Eren did in the name of the greater good, turning on his childhood friends was one of the worst. Another questionable thing was Eren's knowledge of the spinal fluid-laced wine. Eren had started to believe in sacrificing a few lives to save many, and this belief led him to accept horrifying actions. When he teamed up with Zeke, Eren knew that Zeke's scream could turn people who drank the wine into Titans. Even so, Eren allowed many innocent scouts to become victims of this plan to ensure no one could interfere with his goals. During the fight, Eren's hesitation and the way he stalled Zeke's scream showed that part of him struggled with the cruelty of these actions. But in the end, Eren's choices were calculated and cold, made with the belief that this was the only way to secure Eldia's future. Next questionable thing is that Eren fueled a civil war on Paradis Island. While he claimed to be fighting for the island's survival, his actions tore its people apart. Eren's decisions split the military and led to the rise of the Yeagerists, a group of fanatical supporters who saw him as their savior. This division forced his friends to go against former allies, people they had trained and fought alongside for years. Eren's hypocrisy became obvious as he pushed for Eldia's freedom while spilling Eldian blood to achieve it. The internal conflict he created turned friends into enemies, leaving a trail of heartbreak and betrayal. His choices left everyone questioning if his vision of salvation was worth the cost. When you look back at everything Eren did, it's clear his actions were full of contradictions and hard to justify. He claimed to fight for Eldia's survival, but the paths he chose caused pain to everyone around him. He justified genocide, manipulated people who trusted him, and sacrificed innocent lives, all in the name of a future he thought was set in stone. Eren's choices weren't just about him. They tore apart relationships, ruined lives, and created divisions that might never heal. He put his friends in danger, betrayed his brother, and even let his own mother die, all to push his plan forward. These decisions might have been calculated, but they weren't without consequences. The pain he caused, whether intentional or not, made it hard to truly stand by his side. What makes Eren's actions so questionable is that they forced everyone, including the fans, to ask, does the end really justify the means? Was it worth it to become the very monster he hated to protect the people he loved? The truth is, Eren believed he was fighting for freedom, but in the process, he took away the freedom of so many others. That's what makes his story so powerful and so heartbreaking. Anyway, please tell me your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to my channel and turn on all post notifications so you don't miss any daily uploads.